Hey friends, MarcySchoenborn here with Scho Fit, and today I'm showcasing my friend Julie. This is really exciting. I've known Julie since junior high. Julie, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So Julie joined my program last June, and how much weight have you lost?
91 pounds as of this morning.
Oh wow, okay, 91 pounds. So I'm going to take you to some before and afters of Julie, and then Julie and I are going to talk. So those before and afters are every time I see them, every time you post a new one, I can't get over it. So let's even talk about how do you feel? How do you feel now?
Like a whole new person. I feel honestly better than I ever have felt in my life, even as a young person. Just the energy, the feeling of being healthy is absolutely amazing. Amazing.
I totally relate to that. I tell people all the time I feel 20 and I didn't feel this
Yeah.
way at 20. And they I think they think that I'm blowing smoke, but it's like
No.
it's a new lease on life. It's like we got a second chance.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I tell people all the time. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're energetic like me, so I know what that means to you. That means like living life.
Yeah. I always was a high energy person my whole life. And then just had been hard, like for the last probably 5 or 6 years. Just a lot of loss in our family and that kind of thing, and it kind of sucked the life out of me.
Hmm.
So as my health was going down, that was happening at the same time. And when I look back now, for the last 2 years before I started on this journey, I really, oh wow, I mean, like I was on a downhill spiral. I had become really lethargic, and like I would come home from work exhausted and really wouldn't do anything after work. I didn't do projects around the house. um it was just not the life that I had always lived, and now I'm realizing that.
And do you look back and so for me, I remember thinking, well, this is what it's like to get older. Did
Oh
you think
yeah.
that? So you just assume that's how it's got to be.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. I turn 59 next week,
Oh,
and
nice.
I thought that this is just what getting close to 60 is going to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now you're like a teenager again.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Watch
Absolutely.
out, world. So, um, when you, let's see, I know that when you joined me, you had an impending surgery, and so that was kind of um your push for
Mhm.
getting healthier. Um, but did you envision everything that has happened in 6 months?
Not in a million years. Um, as with any new venture in life, I think often your why changes as you
Mhm.
go along. And truthfully, my why has changed 3 months since the month of May. I had kind of started floundering, trying to figure out what to do in May before I connected with you in June. Yeah, on May 23rd, I found out that I needed a total hip replacement on the right side, but was told by my surgeon that I needed to lose 40 pounds before he would do it. And I was already mentally there. I just kind of needed that punch. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I walked out of there and I'm going to lose 40 pounds, but I didn't know how to do it. So I kind of started, just floundering. And then the 1 week after that, I also found out that I had the beginning of diabetic retinopathy. And going blind as a diabetic was always my number one fear.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, okay, within 7 days, you talk about God telling me to do something. Within 7 days, I'm told you got to lose 40 pounds because you need a whole new frame, for God's sakes. And
Yeah.
then, you've got the development of what causes diabetics to go blind. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just done. I can do this. So that, luckily I connected with you. So at first it started out as I need to lose 40 pounds to have this health surgery. So at that point, it was kind of a destination weight loss. It was just,
Mhm.
I need to get rid of this pain. I couldn't walk. Then really quickly after I connected with you, really quickly, it became wow, this weight is coming off really easy. Then it became about becoming thin.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can be a skinny person. I can wear small clothes. Then that became my why. And
Hmm.
then really quickly, it wasn't like an aha moment, but then I realized that quickly after that, it stopped being about looking good and being skinny, and it became all about literally just being the healthiest person that I can
Yep.
be and getting off as much medication as I could be off of,
Hmm.
because the laundry list of medications that I took at 58 years old was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. That's so there's several things I want to touch on right there. That's, I remember having it change from being thin to being healthy. And that's why I always say focus on health and fit happens because, as we're over 50, we need to focus on our health. I
Right.
mean, sure, we still want to look good. We're women, we want to look
Right.
good. But if you focus on your health, which is what's important, you're going to sleep better. You're all of it is going to come together and then you look better. So that's just a bonus on top of
Right.
it. So, but your list of medications, I remember as you were telling me over the months as they were taking you off medications. So why don't you kind of run us through that?
Okay. And I mean, I still take a decent amount. Um, so like I'm still determined to come off of more. There's still a lot of work to be done. Um, so the biggest accomplishment for me that has made the biggest change in my life is insulin. I was diagnosed as a diabetic type 2 almost 12 years ago, probably. Yeah, like in oh 09, so almost 13 years ago, actually, almost 13 years ago. And I was in a bad place mentally when I was diagnosed. And I knew that I had it and didn't go to the doctor. So by the time I went to the doctor, and she's like, it was bad. My A1C was over 13, which equates to probably walking around with my sugar in like 300 to 400 the
Oh, yeah.
majority of the time.
Yeah, that's high.
Um, so I was on oral meds. They tried the metformin. Metformin did not work for me. Tried all different oral meds. I finally ended up on insulin. I don't know, just a couple of years later. And over the years, I was treated like they just kept adding more insulin. But I was considered to be a good compliant diabetic because my numbers were good. I mean, I would get my A1C was generally in the low sevens, which that's not bad for somebody whose diabetes was in really bad shape. But I was taking for years, for about 9 years, very, very large amounts of insulin. I'm talking the the fast acting mealtime insulin. I had to take it every time I ate and
So you
throughout
had
the
to
day.
inject yourself every time
Yes.
you ate.
Yeah. So these were insulin shots. So I
Yeah,
would have to
okay.
inject myself with fast acting insulin every time I ate food. Um, and over a day, that equaled to about just over 100 units of fast acting insulin. And the fast acting insulin is the type that's going to send you down. So that also caused me to have lows. I would wake up in the 50s at night, that kind of
Oh, yeah.
thing. And then on top of that, I also had to take a really large shot of every night that I would have to do an injection of what's called Lantus, which is a 24-hour lasting insulin. So I
Okay.
had like 70 units of that at night, and throughout a day like over 100 units of fast acting. I mean, it was, but yet again I was considered to be a compliant diabetic. Oh, your numbers are great. Well,
And then, so we'll get back to all the medications, but wasn't it 2 or 3 weeks of eating with me? So we do, I teach this 10-day program. And so you did that. And then, but I teach like my goal through teaching it is that you know how to walk away and continue to eat that way. And then you get more recipes and so on. But if I remember correctly, it was only 2 or 3 weeks in
I think it was
when
3 weeks.
3 weeks in, and they took you off fast acting
I
insulin
was
or they
I was
lowered it.
cut way down.
Okay.
Within 3 weeks, I was taken down to a fraction of the amount of fast acting and cut my Lantus in half. Um, And then that happened like another time because I saw him every 3 months. It came back down. And I'm lucky to have an awesome endocrinologist that is truly
Mhm.
thrilled to have to fire you as a patient. He's
Yeah,
happy
you
to be able
you
to do that.
are you are really lucky. I was recently talking to somebody that wants to is afraid to eat on my program because their doctor does not want to lower their medication. Their doctor says they're not ready. And, I won't argue that. I tell, I tell you, go to your doctor, use your doctor, but there's never a reason to put off starting to fix your health
Oh,
a day. And if your doctor doesn't want you to start fixing your health today, you need a new doctor.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And this endocrinologist is so awesome. He does the happy dance. And he's so excited. So within 3 visits, um, he took me within three, I think 2 or 3 visits, he took me completely off my fast acting. So I was only on Lantus. And then I saw him in October and he took me completely off of that. So I have been completely insulin free since the fall. I have not
Nice.
taken any shots at all.
So it
Um,
really didn't take you that long. It was a few months. It was
so fast.
yeah. So, and I have to, I'm really proud of you on so many levels. And yeah, I just got to throw this out there too. I'm always happy when I help anybody. And I don't get the credit. I put the information out there. You did all the work, and so you were part of my live coaching program, but you couldn't always be live.
Right.
So you followed up and you still did everything like you were live with me for the 10 days.
Well,
And
and I
that,
watched every recorded Zoom that you did and everything. I was committed to doing that every
yeah,
day.
and that
Yeah.
is huge. And that's what I want to put out there for some of the people. I've had a lot of people join my program, and, I don't have a live program right now. Not sure when I will again, because we've got the exact program you did recorded, and you pretty much did it recorded. And look what you did. So if you are there, if you're ready,
Right.
you can make it happen. So, um, I get really excited when I see people use the tools and succeed, but I'm really excited because I've known you so long. So that's just a warmer fuzzy for me to see your success. But just to know that even that you've the whole thing working together, the fact that you have a doctor that's willing to
Yeah.
help you, because I hear a dozen times a week when people reach out to me or when people will attack me. You shouldn't be telling people that they can get well. Right? It what people want to believe out there is just absolutely crazy. So when I see somebody paying just kind of following the lead and then taking over. So you follow the lead for 10 days and then you really take over. I
Right.
kind of kick you out of the nest and expect you to, be a big girl and take care of yourself. And it's you we've just been lied to so much about food. I mean, if you think about how you've changed how you eat, I think that the standard American eats about 80% of food that does nothing for their health. They
Oh, I
don't
would
eat as
agree.
they don't eat as a nutritarian. So we eat as what's called nutritarians. Everything we put in our body heals something, fixes something. It has a purpose.
Right.
And we've just been lied to for over 50 years about that our bodies can take all this abuse of the chemicals, of the processed food, of all this stuff. And so now let me ask you, and you maybe you do make some of the desserts, and we can have dessert. We don't just like walk around eating lettuce like some people think.
I know.
We have I think we have a nice selection of food, and I think food tastes better now. But I know for myself, so I just want your opinion of thinking of, is chocolate cake, just a piece of chocolate cake or a ho-ho, is it worth it anymore? You,
No.
yeah.
And yeah, and my sister's doing this too. So, and I'm very blessed that I have, because we're dealing with the same mental kind of stuff, and we can talk each other down.
Yeah.
Um, and our new mantra is, like, if we start to feel tempted, nothing tastes as good as being healthy feels. And
Yeah.
there are some days when I have to say that a lot. Not very often. But I can honestly say that as far as like sweets, now I was an ice cream addict. I'm like your husband.
Mhm.
But I can honestly say that sugar is not something that I crave at all. I
Nice.
crave other kind of food. Because I was like a McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese kind of person. I
Okay.
still like think, oh my gosh, like I'll smell it when I'm going by, or I might
Oh
want to
yeah.
drink a Diet Coke or something, and it's like,
I can taste it in my head. I know what
yeah,
it tastes like.
and that's true addiction.
Yeah, and you get to the point where the remembering of it is good enough. And you're still kind of new. I mean, I'm 8 years
Oh
into
yeah,
this, but you did something I'm really proud of. This is what I was kind of alluding to. You went right at it, and I did this. And
yes, what you said, right,
and I'm very honest with my clients about that. I did not, I came out of the gate really strong because I did not want to be on medication for diabetes. So I handled that, so I would do good and then I'd find cheats. And then the thing is, they catch up to you. And
right.
then I would have to do good again. And then I'd find a cheat. And then, and I'm probably only a few years into no longer finding cheats. And in 8 years. So you in 6 months have accomplished more in your habits, in your,
Were you
stay
sharing that story more than once with us
Mhm.
has helped.
Okay, good,
That has helped me. I
good,
think of that. I think of those stories that you have shared with us often. Like
good.
if I'm tempted, and I'll be like, oh gosh, even just a small, how bad would a small cheeseburger be? It wouldn't be horrible.
Yeah,
It's not gonna kill me. And I always think of the stories that you've shared, and I think,
yeah,
no, it's not gonna kill me, but it's also gonna, catch up, and it's gonna slow me down, and that.
yeah. Well, it's going to put you back a few days. That's one of the biggest things people don't understand, and why I like to teach the cellular nutrition. I know there are people that don't want to know all the science, but I think that when you do understand that a bite of something throws a diabetic off for 3 days, and what that does when it throws you off, it could expose you to illness. It could do damage. Um, and so your diabetic that eats something every day, even oh, it's just a bite,
Right,
and why I talk about that I don't like counting calories, because you will find a way to put those 100 calories in.
right.
We will, we're human. And so that's why I don't like counting calories, counting macros, and I think we get to eat plenty of food
Oh
anyway. I'm never hungry,
no, no.
but um yeah, I think that, the sad part of a lot of programs are people aren't taught the damage they're doing to their body, and why they're sick, how they made themselves sick. 90% of diseases out there, people are making themselves sick.
Right. Because doctors always fix you by giving you a pill.
Right.
And I got to think that I was normal in that you buy into
Hmm.
that's a good thing.
Hmm.
Because I think that you mentally percentage yourself that because it allows you then to continue to live in an unhealthy way.
Right. Well, and I am surprised at how many people I meet that I almost feel like they like to be, I don't know that they like to be sick, but they don't know how to get over the hump. I had a conversation with somebody this week that she worked with me a couple years ago, and then she had surgery, and now she's going to come back and get back into the program, but um she just, like, every day she wants to start, but she just doesn't have it. And it's like a catch 22, because when we don't feel good, it's easy to just not feel good.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, though, if you will commit to the 10 days, within 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
you start feeling better.
Right.
And, and then when the weight starts falling off within 3 days, that mentally puts you in a different place too. So then,
Right.
you get the endorphins going, besides the fact that your body's starting to heal. It's just, I mean, it's crazy the way our body wants to do the right things if we give it the right
Right.
tools.
Right. Right.
So let me ask you this as well, because I know you have a resale business. I did not know you've had
Mhm.
it for 15 years, which is
Yeah,
it's
just
awesome.
about.
I'm going to let me just cheat here and look at the picture of the um and I will post right here and show everybody how to find your resale group. And it might have helped if I would have downloaded it, but here it is. So Sisters Fun Treasures. And here is the image of it. It is a private shopping group. It is a resale group. And first of all, how has your energy level changed doing this?
Huge.
Because you feel better.
Huge.
So
Yeah, because
go ahead.
I work a lot of hours at my regular job.
Hmm.
So my sister and I, Lori, that do the Sisters Fun Treasures resale, we do that in the evening. And I had always dreamed about doing Facebook Lives with it, but just had never really done it. Well, now with my new life, I come home from work and I don't sit in the chair and read or turn on a TV or snuggle with the cat or whatever. I come home and start working again. And so I generally come home and if I'm not working on house projects, I'm working on that business, and I'll generally work for the whole evening. And being healthy has allowed me to do that, and my sister. So it has allowed us to really ramp up that business. So we started that business I did out of necessity to when I took a pay cut during a job change years ago in 2008 or nine or so. Um, and it's just grown from there. And we started selling clothes on these Facebook buy, sell, trade groups that exist. And we actually had some people ask us to create our own group where we would do that. And we did that years ago. And it's just morphed from there. And our new lifestyle gives both of us the energy to really focus on it. So now we're really focusing on growing the group and getting not just new people in the group, but the right people in the group, because you want the right people in the group.
Right.
We have very, very, very loyal customers. We actually ship anywhere. We have a couple of really good out of state customers that we ship every month to. And I mean a big bag. We joke every month that our one customer is going to owe us her pension check that month. And so we have started doing Facebook Lives now, like we're doing one this evening, where we have everything all prepped and everything. We're going to sell mostly clothes tonight. Everything's numbered, and we'll sell a lot. And I could not do that if I did not have the energy, because I mean, I'm working at home right now today, so I'm going to work until 5, and then I'll head over to my sister's in Livonia, and we'll get everything set up. And we'll be in her basement and we'll work nonstop until probably after midnight tonight.
Wow.
She'll do the computer part of it, and I'm the one that stands on my feet on her cement floor and does the sales. I go on stage. I go on stage and sell, and usually those last live for about 2.5, sometimes 3 hours of nonstop.
Yeah.
I could never have done that 4 months ago.
Yeah. And I understand that you and I, we kind of like have this very similar personality, similar life. And it's kind of crazy. We grew up in the same town. But I would never have taken, so Sedalia Designs went to direct sales when I recovered my health 8 years ago, which now I've sold that company, but
Right.
and I'm doing 10 other things. I mean, I'm, publishing books and coaching, doing a lot of business coaching and, helping my husband in an advertising company and doing all kinds of things that I never. So before I recovered my health, I would my husband and I lived in a cabin in the mountains. It was pretty amazing. But I would make jewelry a couple hours a day, and then I would sleep a lot, watch TV a lot, and read. And I had my jewelry in a few mountain boutiques. And so on my husband's day off, he would drive me around in the mountains and we would just, put new jewelry in, take jewelry out, collect money, whatever. But I don't think I worked a total of 15 or 20 hours a week. And when I recovered my health, there were many years with Growing Steadily Designs that I worked 18-hour days.
Right.
And you work those kind of days.
Right. But I
And
don't consider the side stuff as work to me. It's because that's my passion.
yeah, and I
You know?
didn't feel like that either with a lot of it. But also even your day job has to be easier.
Oh
You
yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I have found? Because back to some medication I'm off. I'm off of a bunch of other meds also. But one thing that has made a huge difference is I no longer I don't sleep well. And for the last especially couple of years, it was not uncommon for me to some days go to work with 2.5 hours of sleep.
oh wow.
Average was probably 4. And I have a very, very mental job.
Hmm.
I'm the personal assistant to a gentleman that owns an auto group. And it's very, very, very mental. Um, Absolutely love it, love the job, but it's mental. So, since 1 month into doing your program, I have not had to touch an Ambien or a melatonin. I at first switched to magnesium because you had mentioned that. Did
Hmm.
that just for a little while. Don't even use that. I have not taken anything to help me sleep in months. And I still don't get a huge amount. On
Hmm.
average, I now get like 6 to 6.5, which
Hmm.
is a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
But I feel totally different because of it. I wake up feeling like I slept. And I find during my day job, I'm much more clear headed. I have
Hmm.
that mental clarity, and I know that that's from not needing to take those sleep aids, but also just from putting the healthy food in my body. Because
Yeah.
when you eat something bad, I mean, within 30 minutes you feel bad.
Oh yeah.
Those days when I would, my lunch, I would very, very often go to Wendy's across the street. And I would think that I was doing good because I would get like a junior cheeseburger deluxe, one of those little ones, and a chili. And I would eat, and then I would take a nap in my car before I go back to work. Well, then the afternoons were horrifying because
Oh
I
yeah.
just hardly stay awake. And that's not a cool thing when you have a job that you have to listen to 18 things at the same time. And so no, the program and the life change has made a big difference
That is awesome.
in my professional job also. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is wonderful. And I love seeing this. It pains me when I know there are people that have joined the program and or people that ask me about the program and then they say, "Oh yeah, I can't do that." And
Oh yeah.
it's really not that hard. It's really not, it's a matter of being committed to yourself.
Well, you
And
have to be ready mentally.
you
And
do.
I get asked, I can't almost daily, what I'm doing. I get private messages, from friends I haven't seen in a while or whatever, and they've seen a picture and they want to know what program am I on? Do I buy the food from a program? What diet am I on? And I explain the whole thing. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not on a diet. I'm not on, a program like that. I have completely changed my lifestyle and this is what I do.
Mhm.
And I present it in a very, very positive way. And I
Mhm.
always say to people now, it's going to sound drastic, but it's not. I mean, like
Right.
when you're doing it and you're mentally ready, I don't feel that it's drastic until I start listing what I don't do anymore. And then I think, oh, that is pretty drastic.
Right.
But it's not. But I tell people all the time, it doesn't, it's not hard to do at all when you're ready to do it, when you want to
Right.
feel healthy.
Yeah. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you've sent a lot of people to the program. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And actually I'm going to have a link below. I'm going to have your link below so people can join the program. And we've got a special right now where they can save money too. So that will be in information below this video. But it I think what surprises me the most, and maybe it's because of where I'm at in my health and how much better I feel. And what I know happens to our body when we eat this junk, um, it hurts my heart when people just go, oh, I can't. They don't even want to
They
try.
don't even try.
Yeah, they don't even
I've had
want.
people respond to
Yeah,
me that way that ask me, and I
yeah,
tell them, and I've had people, oh, I can't do that. Okay.
yeah,
I mean, if you say that, then you're not going to do it.
right. Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I agree 100%. And I being on my side of this as, owning a nutritional supplement company and teaching the program. But like you said, it's not, yeah, you don't buy food from me. You don't even have to buy the supplements from me. I just have
I
supplements.
buy your chocolate protein because it's the best
Yeah,
I've ever had.
isn't it good? Yeah, the
I will
chocolate,
not buy it anywhere.
yeah, the chocolate protein is really, really good. But there's just everybody wants a quick fix. Everybody wants
Oh
to
yeah.
take a pill and just lose weight. And they're
Well, they
more,
want to lose weight while they keep eating the food that they've been eating.
yes.
Oh, I can't give up carbs, or I can't give up whatever sugar. I can't give up sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. That's okay. I don't ever question or judge, but then honestly, I don't want to hear you complain.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm kind of yeah. I kind of have somebody that is like that right now in my life, and it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard because you really, really, really want to be there to support them, but like when you're focusing on yourself, you also have to protect yourself to not be completely drained by somebody else who's
Yeah.
not ready.
Yeah.
You can't become their crutch and let it drain you when they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
Just love them and share the information.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. That's all you can do. And I am glad you've had so much success with this. I'm excited to see where I'd like to say where you end up, but I don't think we ever end up. Like I'm
Exactly.
continually, like, even right now, I've been testing the theory of eating more, I'm not vegan, but closer to vegan. Like I really gave
Right.
up meat to get the hormones out of my system. And now I don't have any menopause symptoms. So I'm all, you never really 100% evolve. I
Right.
think that you continue to go, oh, how else could I improve my health?
Right.
And that's why I'm trying to put these different ideas out there. Like, okay, this is, Marcy's this kind of guinea pig right now, and this could be an option for you to look into. And so when I
So
say,
that part of your program, also for people that are watching, that part of your program and how you do that, and the fact that you're evolving, is very helpful to us. Um, because we see you as you're the accomplished one. You're my health guru, my mentor, and it's really good to see that you still have things to learn and that you're changing and improving, because it still motivates me because I still have a long way to go. I mean, I now actually have an end goal. I've never in my life lost enough weight that I had an actual end goal. And I'm aiming for a certain BMI. I'm aiming for a BMI of 23.
okay,
Um, and that's still 38 pounds away.
okay,
I need to lose weight between my boobs and my hips, and that's it. That's the only place I need to lose weight. But I still have 38 pounds to go to get to that. But I still don't see that as a destination because I have a lot of other things. Like I still do eat animal products. I don't at home. I don't, even do eggs or anything at home. But if I go out, then it's my splurge. I'll have
mhm,
like a good quality hamburger without a bun or anything, with all vegetables, or a chicken breast, or
okay,
chicken on salads if I go out. And
mhm,
it was awesome to see, because you always said in the beginning that you are a carnivore.
yeah,
So to see you start to give that up because you linked it to a health problem you were having, and
yeah.
to see your results, that's awesome for me, because
Well, good.
moving towards that, I would like to do.
Okay. No,
That's in my vision forward.
that's good for me to hear too. And that is, that's something I've discussed with a lot of people is, when you've got your younger health coaches that are, 40 and younger, and they've never had a health problem,
Right.
and they've never had a weight problem, and they have one certificate with that I know what's taught them because I have those certificates too. And I kept getting them, kept looking like, okay, I'm going to find a program that teaches you more than calories in, calories out. That's what they all teach.
Oh yeah.
And then now we've got the keto heavy, which the high protein, which,
Mhm.
unfortunately,
That's
people,
dangerous.
it's very, very dangerous. And, does it make you thin? Yes, but it
Mhm.
kills your kidneys. And you don't even know you have kidney damage until you have 80% damage. And how fast that will happen to you really depends on your level of health to begin with. So that's just like another gamut of problems. But there's there's there it blah. There's so much out there to know, but you can get started without knowing everything. And here's the thing, you're never going to know everything because
Right.
scientific data is updated every
Right.
week.
Yeah, I mean, the doctors that you connect with learn new things all the time.
Yes.
So, you're learning from them. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate as a member of your program that I have access to that knowledge that you are constantly seeking, and then you're kind enough to share with us because I don't have the time or really the energy to. That's not my thing. I'm not going to go out
Most,
and
yeah,
seek for you.
most people don't have the time or the energy. They don't know how to find the information. They're not privy to the summits.
Right.
And they get overwhelmed.
Right.
And, that's why I try to, no pun intended, put it into bite-sized pieces so that,
Right.
we talk about this weekly and then you can absorb that, digest it into your,
Right.
mental, your toolbox, your healthy toolkit,
Right.
and make the changes you need to make. And some of the things I talk about aren't going to be for everybody, but
Right.
um, I think that a lot of times we touch on things like when we're going through this inflammation summit and talking about the gut health and the foundation of that with the cellular nutrition. And, you know, um, it's kind of crazy because years ago there was I don't even remember what it's called, but it was a pink drink and the people that sold
Oh
it
yeah.
would any symptom you had, gut health, and they would, but they didn't know enough to understand and teach you that you create your own gut biome with your diet. So while maybe that pink drink worked, it would work better if you ate better, but
Right.
they weren't even, that wasn't even their thrust of teaching.
Right.
It's, but and that's why it can be dangerous when you have the wrong person coaching you. When
Right.
you
Oh yeah.
when you have somebody that is just a coach from a direct sales product company and they're your health coach, that's scary.
Yeah, because all they're doing is selling you the product, not good health.
And
And the
all they're
information, the information that you share, again, back to how your information on inflammation is what made me cut out dairy completely.
okay.
I was not well, I was an ice cream addict. I was, but I ate cottage cheese and yogurt almost every day,
Mhm.
and
Well, we're
thought they
told
were
it's
healthy.
healthy.
Right.
We are told those two things are good for our gut health,
Right.
that we need the dairy for our calcium, and it's the
Right.
worst way to get calcium. It actually leaches calcium from our bones. And um,
So even when I started with you, I was like, I'm going to keep my cottage cheese and my yogurt. And then the more you talked about inflammation and dairy and that, I finally thought, okay, let me just give it a shot. I don't miss it at all. I don't touch dairy of any kind, unless I think maybe twice I've splurged and had like a baked potato, and I've had maybe like a tablespoon of sour cream on it.
mhm.
But I don't touch it, and it has taken away. I think I told you I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and had body aches. I mean, in addition to my bad hip and stuff, body aches literally from head to toe. Some days I could hardly move my arm.
Mhm.
And I have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I have none of that pain left.
Yeah.
I, it was inflammation. There is no way that I had fibromyalgia.
Yeah,
And
that is
I was
crazy.
hell bent on keeping some of my dairy. And no, I don't touch it. That
That
pain
is,
is
yeah.
gone.
No, and I'm the same way, and I've had some experiences with that as well. And I loved cottage cheese. It
Oh
was a
yeah.
daily thing for me,
Hmm.
and but the more you learn about what it does to us, that it really never was even created for humans. I mean, we shouldn't even be giving dairy to our children, you
Right.
know. It's just kind of crazy, just the bag of goods we've been sold from the big food companies. And yeah, it's crazy, but I'm excited to see you evolve. Let's just say that, because you're not going to get to an end place.
Right. No, not a
You know,
destination.
you're going to evolve, and I'm going to watch, and I'm going to be cheering you on. And I thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
And there will be links below for your group and for your link to my program and different things. So if you've been watching this and you are interested and you're intrigued by our old lady energy, because we got it going on, check the links out and or message me. I'm happy to talk to you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
Julie. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.